This is Alex from Beacon with Macadoshis. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, bro? Everything is good. God is good.
Alright, so let's start with what you've been doing recently then.
What I've been doing lately, basically I just got out of jail from being incarcerated for like the last 2.5 years. And it's just been all positive since I've been out. There's been a lot of love, a lot of support coming my way, a lot of good things going on. I got a mixtape that's about to drop sometime in like the next 2 to 3 weeks. It's called Jack of the Beach, the mixtape. It's not my mixtape personally, but I'm featured. I'm one of the main featured artists on the CD, so I'm on there about 5 or 6 times, 5 or 6 different songs on the CD. I'm like 7 songs deep into my album, which is going to be called Natural Born Hustler.
Right.
You know.
When can we see that?
Man, I just performed at the BET Awards recently out here in Hollywood, and it's just been all good. I just dropped a song for Tupac that's gonna be the lead single off my album called The Down Is G. It's getting a lot of hype right now behind that song.
So did you do that alone?
Yeah, it's a solo song. It's gonna be on my album. I gotta bust a shout out for my man G Money, who's on the hook.
Did you produce it, or?
No. Well, my man Creator produced it.
Okay. So basically, what kind of stuff do you say in the song?
Well, basically, I'm just touching on it's basically like I'm writing Tupac a letter,
Right.
And I'm just updating him on things that's going on out here, and letting him know that people still bang his music. This shit sound better than that new shit that they doing, letting him know how he got all these fake thugs running around trying to be like him and dress like him and get tattoos like him, but basically pointing out that it could only be one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm reminiscing a lot on things we used to do, like going to the shooting range and just doing a lot of stuff. A lot of fun things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you said a bit there about his music today. What do you think about how it's been handled by his estate and the way it's been, other artists that maybe wouldn't have been with Tupac in a song, being on being on his album?
Well, I think it's a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna name no names, but they know who they are. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them people, a lot of them groups out there that was, dissing Pac, trying to diss him, and Pac was basically shitting on these fools. Now that he gone, they want to use his beats and they want to put his voice on their remixes and all that shit, you know what I mean? Just so they shit won't flop, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when Pac was here, though, the niggas didn't want to get at him, you know what I'm saying? But now that he gone, they try to act like it's all good, like they got love for him, you know what I mean? So that's why it's a bunch of bullshit.
What was it like to work with the man, though?
To be real with you, man, it was truly a blessing, man. You know what I'm saying? To really watch the guy, just the way he worked was like, he was phenomenal. He used to go in the studio, we used to smoke probably 10, 15 blunts, drinking some Alizé or some Hennessy, man, and he just used to go, he used to get busy, man. He was real fast, it was like, he would just sit there and vibe to the beat, and, he would just write like a verse, like in maybe 10, 15 minutes, and be in the booth dropping it, he'd go in there and take his shirt off and just go in there and just rip shit, you know what I'm saying, and just come out like, like a prize fighter or something that's been in a fight, sweating and just like, he had a lot of passion, man. His energy was just like tremendous, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Are there any tracks that you did with him that are unreleased yet?
Yeah, well, a few, we did a song called Is It Cool to Fuck? That was real hot. We had this female singing it, YNV, Son the Hook. And that was real hot song. It had clicked out on some mixtapes and stuff like that, but that's kind of like one of the unreleased joints that was real hot.
And were many of them intended? Because there were a few more, like Straight Out of the Gutter.
Yeah, Straight Out the Gutter. Yeah, that was real hot too.
Yeah, and a lot of these tracks didn't get released, but just kind of like float around.
Right.
Was there ever any intention for these tracks, or?
Are there any intentions to release them?
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, all the tracks are gonna come out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because people want to hear what Thug Life and Tupac got to say.
They do.
To this day, we still like the hottest group out there because people love Pac and people love Thug Life. When I was locked up, that's all people were saying to me, man, you know, you a legend. You know, y'all legends. Tupac and Thug Life is legends. You know, that Thug Life album, Volume 1, it's a monumental album because we only dropped one. And niggas are still fiending 7, 8 years, 10 years. You know what I'm saying? After that album dropped, people still fiending, asking me when we gonna do a Volume 2.
And when are you going to do a Volume 2?
Well, you know what? It's up to me, bruh. We'll be working on that shit right now as we speak. But powers that be, you know, we still dealing with a few ego problems and things like that. But you know, we gonna get it together, man. Because ultimately, I think you know that's what Pac would want, and you know, I just think it's meant to be. You know what I'm saying? That we all get together and do another album and hook up with the Outlaws and just do it like a family. You know what I'm saying? That's my wishes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But until